to Aurora, then grew to Montbello. Like
you
it
emasculated the man.
stayed in that, but everything was so separate.
Well,
do y'all think?
Okay.
Well, I was just saying on your point, like how you're saying there's a gap where people who are, you know, are young folks in the community, like you were saying, didn't have the mentors to come in and help out, you know, and I just recently figured out the ages 18 to 24 are just, they're kind of lost at this stage, you know, and so I think it's up to us OGs or people who are, you know, have some type of pull in the community to bring some resources that way. And so
I'm just saying even like now, say to your rapper, like if you were rapping all through the 90s, but you felt comfortable having the support from Park Hill and shit, and all it is more like that now than it's ever been. Yeah. Where everybody's working. But say if it was open, like he had barber shops and clothing shops down here, and niggas from Park Hill in the world would come.
As black people, don't we always want what white people have instead of just what we want though? That's something.
So wait. Let me bring it all back in. Excuse me. Hold on.
East side of Park Hill, we want to live in. Let
me bring this a couple things back.
That's real though.
Let me bring a couple things back.
I'm just saying.
But there's hold on
one thing.
Go ahead.
But white people, these motherfuckers live in Rhino and will go spend money in the Highlands. Or go spend money on Park Hill.
Yeah.
Like,
but what we do when we get some money?
We're not.
We doing too much worrying about what the fuck they doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my point. That's my point.
But the fact that you would say that is systemic in nature too.
It is systemic.
Why do you think that?
There we go. All right. There we go.
But was that
all of these ideas are very very true.
I feel you though.
And we can debate them all day long, but at the end of the day, they were inbred in us by a system that was designed that way.
That's exactly. So I want to ground.
Which goes back to what I was telling you.
Let's get to the ground wire. Let's get to the ground wire. Let's get to the ground wire. Systematic oppression. All right.
Yeah.
All right. It's not just a lack of this or the lack of that. It's actually there's a situation where it's also systematic too, right? Hold on, because I do get this stuff. So one thing that also, and this is going to trigger as well, right? Candace Owens said something.
Oh, I gotta take a break.
Here we go. Did I say it?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I
gotta take a break.
Candace Owens said something that I said. You know what? That is facts. You could make $1 million in America with or without oppression. True. That's facts. True. Okay? That's something you're standing on. Okay? It's really understanding that where you are and where you're at, right? True. So, I mean, that goes back to also what I do believe, and I'm glad actually we're talking about this, because this is kind of how it would segue in, right? Is I truly, and this is me personally, I truly believe that we wasted a lot of time trying to fight to be equal, right? Equity in a different definition, right? Mm-hmm. Especially in America, right? I feel like I'm not sure if there ever was a time when we were equal or everything was right, because it's not supposed to be right.
Never been a time.
Brother Jeff made a statement I seen on one time on the show. He said, why do we keep trying to fight to fix a system that is working perfectly fine? Right? So and with that mentality, it made me shift to thinking like, the other definition of equity is really where we need to really focus on, right? Especially in America, right? Where we're talking about the most capitalistic, opportunist, taking advantage of, and all of those ride a slim line where it could be capitalism, you know, opportunistic, right, and taking advantage, right? Mm-hmm. But I also believe Trump, if you look in the mirror, if America looked in the mirror, it would see Trump.
Can I jump in first?
Go right ahead.
The body of America is LeBron James. Okay. Number one, plenty of tools, plenty of assets, gets it done, rich, beloved, blah, blah, blah. Throughout an entire career of LeBron James, of America, toward the beginning of LeBron James, 1770, whatever the fuck have you, 18, blah, blah, blah. There is a wounded foot, wounded shoulder, pinky, fuck, whatever you want to call it, right? We represent, black people represent a small portion of this country, whether we want it to be or not. Wounded. We play regardless. Still at the top of our game. Still progress. Still moving forward. Still making it happen. Then comes a time when that pinky finger, can't just let it go like that no more. We gotta fix it. It's got some problems. I got some ideas. Reparations, all kinds of different bills and legislation to assist in fixing this wound, right? Fixing this problem so we can continue to move forward and progress. We talk about it, we never make it to the doctor. We're moving forward, still progressing, because everything else is fine. Everything else is fine. Guess what my left hand thinks about my wounded right hand? Nothing. It's straight. In its reality, we good. Our shots still going in. We dribbling just fine. Every now and then when we toss it over to the right, we get fucked off. But we don't toss it over there that often. Now we're making all of our shots right here. Fast forward to right now. What's happening right now? Now, right hand saying, fuck you, I'm not playing no more. Dribble by yourself.
Right.
One-handed.
The right hand being who? Because we want to.
Right hand being
for the slow people in the back.
Sorry. Right hand being the African American community.
Okay. It's for the slow people in the back.
Oh, and not just the African American community, but the associated arm attached.
VIPs.
People that fuck with the right hand, the associated shoulder attached, the associated hip attached. Everything on this side of my body is affected by this. Hip hop, culture, everything rocks with this. This makes it happen, but everything over here fucks with it. We are not a sound body until we correct this little thing right here.
And the thing, that thing.
Was that good?
Hey,
That was not a mic drop.
It was me fucking Oker.
It's alright.
It was all over the fucking place.
You fumbled it a little bit.
But I was sharp enough to keep up with you.
You caught
I caught you.
Make it into a song, guys.
But them kids didn't hear you. So,
The idea.
that pinky.
The idea that we can't
That
correct.
pinky. We're going to get back to that pinky.
Okay.
The shit that's fucked up.
Sure.
Is the fucking internal narrative between our people, our culture.
Sure.
Okay.
I agree.
So
Let's talk about that. Let's stay on that first.
let's stay on this part,
Yeah, let's stay on
because
that
this is the biggest part.
Yeah.
Promoter, DJ, business owner.
If you don't just call me a businessman, motherfucker.
I mean, more than that. I'm just saying, rapper. Look, no, rapper.
No, you're a businessman.
I mean, rapper.
I just bump
whatever
whatever
you do.
do.
But there's nobody really promoting. I'm gonna stay down on what I'm saying. Nobody is telling these children it is all fucking okay to be a part of this government.
The word nobody's wrong. That's not correct.
Wait.
People are telling them to be a
No,
part
they're
of it.
not.
They're not listening.
No.
Because the
they're
people
not.
telling
No,
them
they're not.
aren't future.
No, they're not.
They're not Drake.
That's what I'm trying to
They're
say.
not Michael Jordan. They're not LeBron James. They're not.
Music is one thing, okay? And we're too influenced by bullshit like LeBron James and Drake. They're not great. They're fucking entertainers, bro.
It's not bullshit.
Let's talk about their.
No, listen
their
what I'm saying.
platform.
What I'm talking about for us, it means nothing. Unless LeBron James goes and beats Congress and all these big influential motherfuckers go jump into the American government. This is serious. We're not talking about isolated niggas with money.
But out of all of the.
Do you believe your vote counts?
Absolutely.
Do you believe your vote counts?
Yeah.
Here in Colorado,
Absolutely.
All right. Do you believe your vote
your
counts?
nigga vote counts?
You know why?
All right.
I'm a part of the reason. I'm a part of the reason why
why this
Come back to me.
Because we don't know what we voting for.
Do you
Come
believe
back
your
to me.
vote
You're
counts?
voting for a fucking president.
Come back to me.
That's one thing. You have to fucking.
In Colorado, I do.
I'm talking about us. Please share the other things.
Do me a favor and tell Dewey what color Colorado State used to be.
It's a red state.
And what state is it now? What is it now?
It's blue.
Do you know when that happened, Dewey?
What's red and blue and
In
all
our
this stuff?
Well, let's
But however,
What the fuck does that got to do with us as people merging into the government? Do you know how many white people are inside of that House of Representatives, inside that cabinet? Y'all jumping somewhere else.
No.
We can't change the narrative until we get into office.
it sounds like.
I think we're missing the whole.
Right, but I do have a question for all you guys. One thing that sounds like we agree on, but it sounds like
I'm still
you guys.
saying-
Hold on, fellas. It sounds like there's something that folks agree on, right? I can't say myself all the way, but however, that first of all, that the government, right, since that if we vote and get black folks into the government, right, everything is gonna be okay.
No, that doesn't solve
Yes,
anything.
that's gonna help.
No, it doesn't.
First and foremost,
but
right.
it doesn't solve. a problem.
What I'm trying to say
We
is you're
thought that
it's
Hold on.
I-
Let me just get this understanding. Hold on, I didn't finish.
Oh, sorry.
So, okay, once we're in the Congress,
I'm around these little niggas.
okay? Hold on, once we're in the
I know
Congress,
these little niggas.
you're saying, wait, you're basically saying, based upon the process, right? The process, right? If we vote them in, right, then they will make systematic changes, right, that will benefit our community.
We
Is that what
cannot
we're
trust
saying?
a politician to change the lives of normal people. The lives of politicians are not normal. When you are talking about the legislative, executive, and I mean local and national, okay? The legislative, executive, and the judicial branches of government both tap nationally and locally.
So mayor, governor, president, right?
Right.
That
Judges,
everybody-
judges, local legislature. Right. Keep
They
in mind.
conjure up all the shit to all the laws, right? And then they pass it to the
Not
mayor,
yet.
mayor, governor.
Not yet.
We're not conjuring
Not
up
yet,
laws.
because the laws are voted
We're not
on.
doing shit.
Hold up. The laws are voted on by the people. They're bills. Those bills come down on our voting ballots as well. But when we vote on our judges, we don't take the 5 minutes to check out those judges. We just mark the Democratic name. And some.
My whole point is, you're supposed to be the politician.
Let me finish.
You're supposed to be down there. That's all I'm saying.
Some of those judges that vote Democratic aren't ones that really need to be in there.
Right.
They can be
When you are looking at the executive branch, which is going to be your mayors, governors, and presidents. Your mayor is local, your governor is state, and your I'm just doing this, so everybody understands. Executive is national, right? The same thing works when it comes to the Congress conversation. Your local legislature, hands down, the people that you vote for, city council, for example, they find themselves in a position to put forth information to people to vote on.
Does policy matter more than race to y'all?
One thing.
Does policy matter more than race?
I think
No, nothing matters more than race right now
We're not
Nothing should matter
we're not even
more than
free.
race to a black man right now.
I think that's
One second.
yeah, go ahead.
We're not even free beneath politics.
Who?
Like,
Black folks. Niggas, white folks.
That's what I want to talk about right there.
That's why white folks ain't getting it, fam.
Let's talk
We
about
giving them too much credit, fam.
But
It's like, oh, wait, down here. It's
But I don't
white
want to make the comparison.
I'm gonna make a comparison. It's ignorant Mexicans, white folks.
I want to talk black
I'm just
and
saying,
all.
not just
us, just those two.
But listen,
Because none of us is talking about Mexicans.
I'm not talking
Go ahead.
about, I'm just talking about free within us. Like, we are not free to do business with each other, support each other, anything.
Yes, we
More or
are.
less, you're right.
Bears,
we are.
Slim,
Yes, we are.
Wait.
Let me.
I see, we can't market business
Cursing blood.
indirectly,
Like,
and
No,
I
no,
see.
yes we are. Yes we are. Yes we are. It's just not as easy as it is for some others.
No, so check it. If we take the layer down, let's take the layer down. One thing outside of even race or anything, and this is real shit. One thing that we are as humans, We're habitual creatures, okay? We're basically, what we are is what we program and habitually been cycled into doing, right? Program, same thing like a puppy. You teach them to sit down over and over again, consistency, and it's gonna be that is actual system. That's what we are, is programmed based upon what our environment is basically done, right? So we're in a situation where, of course, systematically, we didn't come to America with our culture. Of course not. Right? So where every Asian culture, Hispanic culture, everybody else actually has their religions they practice, they're actually, their religious garments and so on and so forth are still being practiced, right? Here, except us as black folks, right? So there's nothing to leech on to, right? The one thing that you brought up, though, was the first thing that we hooked on to, considered our culture, is what hip-hop, right? That's where the monetization started coming in, right? Understand?
R&B, soul, Motown, that kind of ushered that in.
Music, sure.
Yes, music for sure. No, you're right. But you're right. But when we're talking about acceptance as a culture, like when you walk in, you're looked at as the hip hop culture. You represent that culture, whether it's R&B, whether it's soul, whatever it is. You come in, you're the hip hop. You're part of that culture, right? And that's one thing we accepted and also monetized, right? But however, the one thing also that culturally, there is no connection. There is no trust in me and you and you and me. You see what I'm saying? There is no, right. All the bullshit. At least I would say, you know, what we were just talking about the last time when the dude said we can buy Wyoming or something like that.
Yeah.
We $42 and everybody in America, right? But I think it was y'all. Yeah. But y'all was worried about how y'all gonna figure out like ownership and who's gonna rule and stuff. Yeah. And I thought, to me, in my mind, I was off the show going, fucking hell. Yeah. Like it's $42. Yeah. Now let's get the next one. Like where we at? Like 42? Okay. With a little shit hung up on. We got Wyoming. So everybody does. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about. Is that our cultural thing? Let's go back. Is that our fault? We can't afford. It's a cultural. Nothing, no mistakes. Is that we are the culture? It don't matter about faults. It do. No, it don't. If we are, no, it's not a fault. Why do we have that? Why is the first thought like, who am I giving this $42 to? Okay, so we can blame. Is that our fault? No, I'm saying no, but you still gotta deal with it. Yeah, for sure. You still have to deal with it. So it's your fault. Sure. Yeah. If black people sold black people in slavery, it's our fault.
Here's the thing.
How you gonna? Let me hear you, Marcus.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think black people are getting closer and closer than we ever been before. Just because we gotta work together. You know what I mean? If we want other people to work with us, we gotta get our shit together first. You know what I mean? And I can go around this room and you guys can tell me. There's always somebody telling you what you can't do. Always.
I don't think we're getting closer and closer. I think y'all had it before y'all. Y'all separate.
Who the fuck is y'all? It's not age, bro. Age. Let's talk age. He's a little. He's his age.
I'm talking about y'all as in when y'all were in the 60s and 70s.
We weren't saying everything over.
I think y'all.
We do this every time, man.
Can I go point out? When y'all were in high school in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, we went in high school in the 60s.
I think that's when all the hair. I can tell you now.
I can't even accept that.
Back when y'all were my age.
Oh, fuck.
10 years ago.
I think y'all were closer to the promised land because we didn't have them, so everything that we had we built ourselves and we relied on ourselves. So I think that was at a better stage than we at now.
So first of all, fuck you, but I get what you're saying.
Like this,
you're saying integration based
slowly.
Really, we shouldn't. The integration was our downfall, right?
Yeah.
That didn't happen. Is that basically?
Like it's just
so.
Okay, let's not take it that far.
Bro, this is our world, man. This is our world, man. We have to just take it.
I understand that. Did you hear my point though? My initial point?
But it's our.
What I was saying back in y'all's day, when y'all didn't have the other side, y'all had y'all's own grocery store. Y'all had y'all kept y'all dollar, y'all dollar stayed in the community. Everything we talk about doing now, niggas was doing.
That was before us, nigga.
That was y'all.
No, that's my mama. And daddy.
Stop talking about age. Care about what I'm actually saying.
Marcus Garvey, the niggas.
You did Wall Street.
What's the difference between a suburb black and a, say, inner city black?
We kept, back then, y'all kept y'all's money within y'all. The dollar stayed within it. The
Access to information.
Everything stayed within y'all.
Access to resources.
You know what I'm saying? Now, with my time.
No, inner city, our time.
We still live in
I think the idea that was a better time for black finances and the black dollar is an opinion of a two-sided coin. Because if you flip that coin, there are equal and equal or maybe even a more dominant number of African Americans that wanted straight up equality. That wanted to be able to spend their money and be appreciated like anybody else.
Now,
so
they work their ass off.
Yeah.
Too.
So when so while we can spend our money with each other and keep it amongst each other and build wealth in that manner, on the other side of that is still a lack of equality. That doesn't answer that question. Now, so when you try to answer that question,
who cares though?
So well, I can tell you who cares. I can tell you who cares. People.
Not who cares, but why should we care about it?
We should care because we can't work only in our community. We must have wait. Hold on one second. Hold on. We can't listen.
Okay.
The 3.8% of African Americans in Denver, Colorado can't just work with black people. Okay? No, they can't. Because we must be involved in policing. We must be involved in government. We must, because they make the rules that govern us. So if we are from the community and not part of the... What if I said this? Let me ask the question though. If we are involved only in our community, but we don't create the rules that govern our community, then our community is not ours.
Now let me say. It's not ours. It's theirs.
Bring it around. Bring it around.
So I'm gonna make a statement, then I'm gonna ask the question, because Brother Jeff, when he was on our show, said some shit that I did not know. He said, back when we was throwing parties and doing what we did, not only could black people not go past 23rd, whatever, in Park Hill, white people couldn't come to our neighborhood either. So my question is, if we would have,
is it two different words?
Okay, whatever the case. But listen, so my question is, if we went back to y'all's time in the 1950s, would they know what they know now? Okay, sorry. Knowing what we know now, knowing what we know now, would they agree with let's fight for these equal rights? Knowing what we know now in 2020, 70 years later? Or would they be like,
I don't fucking know.
Check it. Would y'all think that I'm crazy, right?
And knowing what we know now, we go back, we should stay where we were at and have our own police, have our own everything.
That's all I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. If we got 10 people,
I think those people back then, now,
let's run the apartment building first. Let's just start with
those people.
This is our rules here.
Those
this is what we do. We live here in this apartment building, and we still gotta abide by the other rules. But let's start. That's a start.
I think our people. If our people knew what was going to happen in 2020,
if I said none of that shit mattered, would that be crazy to y'all?
Which part?
Basically all of it.
No. Getting us a community and starting.
None of it really matters.
No, of course it doesn't matter.
So the reason
the vote we're in right now is because it was designed this way. Well, it was designed.
Bro, you said we turn the Indians.
Everything that we are experiencing as a people, everything was designed for us to experience it this way. We were never meant to hit the top level of anything.
Why?
Of anything.
Listen,
I can tell you why. Those in power.
Check it.
Those in power want to stay in power.
None of this. not that it doesn't matter. I just believe there's a layer under all of this shit, right? And really being the layer is this, right? And it talks about everything, right? Is that the lack of information, right? Systematically, the lack of information and resources and understanding what is and what's right and what's wrong, right? That's the layer under it. But I think also the understanding of it really is all about you at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Like, it is.
I agree. Individually, every step forward individually is a step.
That's what it is right now.
No, so check it. Let me at least share my perspective. Hold on, fellas. Let me share my perspective at least where I'm talking about.
We need somebody to moderate.
Let's go right. But let me share my perspective.
I don't feel like I got shot.
Listen, because I don't really do not believe that no matter who's in the office changes my plight as a black man.
It doesn't.
Okay? And I can't believe that because there's only one black man in 20 white people. I really don't believe it.
I can say why I disagree.
Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying, right?
Allow me to say why I disagree.
What I do believe is without a system and without a government will still be people. What I do believe, without a system, without a government, we still can find happiness, right? True. Without a system, without a situation, we could still actually generate anything, energy, all of that, and so on and so forth, right? So I'm in a situation. It's not even a spiritual. It's really an understanding. It's really an understanding of I don't. America has never, ever been played, made, or set up for us at all.
At all.
Right? So I really believe there's a lot of wasted energy and time in trying to sit there and regulate that, right? What I do believe is that America is a place where you come here to make money. Yes. And I believe because of the place that we are, it's monetization here. People actually swim here with their heads above waters, with sharks in them to bounce a dollar because they understand that, right? And what we do as a people, we actually sit here and sulk and whine based upon programming that I believe programming on sitting there wondering why it's not equal. First of all, I never believed myself to be equal to anybody else in that situation, okay? Also, I do understand it's never ever been, I understand it's about where I'm at.
I disagree.
I understand black folks do not get it like that and don't have it like that here.
I disagree.
I need somebody to call.
I disagree.
You choose who's next. No. Choose who's next.
Let's go first. We'll start here.
Choose who's next.
Let's start here.
Go around. Go ahead.
Well, just talking about what we said, there are different black folks these days, but at the same time, though, I think this whole thing has brought us back together with, because racism's been around since
the beginning of race.
Yeah, and I was born in 1970. I'm gonna be 50 years old. I know a couple weeks here. But you know what I've noticed my entire lifetime? See, my parents, we grew up in inner city St. Louis. My parents, they met. My dad was in a gang. He was sent to Vietnam, and he went over to Vietnam rather than going to prison. And then when he saved some rich kid over there, and his dad gave him a job at General Motors. And so he rose up. That's how he got out. My mom went to college. She had me, and then she went to, got her associates. Mind you, they're both in inner city St. Louis, where there's not a lot of same shit that they used to have. Neither one. They're just light-skinned, as they say. Right? Red bone. Sure. St. Louis, that's where we grew up. Blue Mire Projects. Nope. I'm not joking. And so what happened was, we moved to New York, and they both rose up at General Motors, and that was good, and we moved to Virginia Beach. And that's where the Lily White came in. We did lose, I think when black people migrated to suburbs and we were able to use affirmative action, move up and all that kind of stuff, you can see my parents were able to take advantage of that. And we grew up in a house.
But it was also about taking advantage of the dollar, right? Yeah. Monetization, right?
Yeah, what they did was they took advantage of the opportunities. So fast forward to me, I came to Denver in 1993 and I was by myself. I grew up Highlands Ranch. I went out to Highlands Ranch, moved to Aurora because I wanted to be around brothers and sisters, believe it or not. But at the same time, certain brothers ain't on the level. But you gotta keep going forward, and that's what I was getting at. Some people might never be on your level, but you gotta still keep pushing. doesn't make you less of a brother because you live in Golden. Am I right? Because I come down here and I sell pickles all over. I sell black people, white people, it don't matter. And I'm a businessman. But you know who taught me how to be a businessman? I just watch other people do it. I was self-taught. And that's why I respect people who are in business. And I always say, oh, what you do? What do you do? Hey, because you got to connect. And that's what's wrong with brothers. We don't connect like we should. And it's our biggest downfall. We would rather listen to the white man or somebody who's, you know, who's involved.
You're moderating. Julie want to speak.
No. My thing is, I'm more talking to, I'm talking to the people in the street that know me, to the camera. Like, I know I ain't talking to y'all.
All right, Joe.
Alright? So I'm talking to my folk for real, because I'm out there with, I'm going for Trump. If you don't like it, buy again. But anyway, to lighten the mood. But I'm talking to the people in the street, not necessarily y'all. Because people in, my niggas is like, fuck the police, fuck all of this shit, fuck everything. And I just want them to understand that that ain't how we gonna work. Instead of going to buy a fucking sack, it sounds stupid, but why aren't we buying this nigga pickles and selling this nigga's pickles? But a nigga would really, my niggas, I'm talking from where I'm at, they gonna buy some dope. Fuck your pickle.
Why is it?
Because the narrative has to start to change with us. We gotta be okay. We gotta be okay with saying, we okay with the police. We have to understand we gotta work with the fucking police if we're gonna have a community. We gotta think about hospitals, schools. I mean, this is a huge step I'm going with, but if we're not really promoting, take some ownership of some of this land, we're in it's a bunch of land. People is like caught up in labeling or the name of where you're at. We own earth, motherfucker. There's earth, there's fertile land. We need to be subduing and getting and building and fucking, but instead we're islands. Fuck what another nigga doing. I'm out here getting mine. And I get it because I'm definitely, that's what I'm living. But that ain't what I'm representing. That ain't what, we have to change that and be like, get in the office. Get in the, like we're from this angle, from my street, we're teaching our kids to be criminals, smoke weed, bangers.
On some cool shit.
On some cool shit, like I'm dope, I'm listening to this music, and I love gangster music. And I like mitts. Everybody know I think I can punch. But I ain't got a narrow belt. So if you wanna fight, go fight and make money fighting. Let's just like make use
of the tools.
Instead of us sitting out here macking.
So if I can be a moderator, if I be a moderator, you're agreeing with what Tuck said is go get some motherfucking money.
No, because that's what we got to do. I'm not gonna talk about what's understood.
Yeah.
Understood is we gotta go get money. But what don't we know? And that's building small communities at a time. Instead of trying to take over the world.
Is the understanding.
It's understanding the democracy we're in. Talk about them because each family. Hold on, he said, I'm not understanding the motherfuckers that don't understand us, but we're the elite. It's okay. That's how it's set up. Everybody's not to be the elite.
So you're understanding.
But the elite, we're calling the elite.
Julie, I'm trying to understand you.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So my understanding is basically you're saying if we mobilize, right, build community within black folks in Congress, then things would basically be a better situation, right?
No, what I'm saying, doctors. No, what I'm trying to say is the more we learn and not rebel against the government, the more you rebel against the government, we definitely don't got no militia to stand up to no fucking government.
Stop fighting.
So
you can't beat them.
No, they stole their information. Their information is not created. They stole a recipe, came, set up their democracy. That's what they did. They didn't ask for freedom.
Right, but you're saying if you can't beat them, join them.
No, I'm saying you already joined them. You work for money. We got money.
You work for money.
I don't give a fuck with. Oh, nigga, fuck the man. No, you work for the man even if you selling dope, nigga.
Right.
See, I ain't pushing that shit down here. Republicans, I'm voting for Trump. He bringing back the Reagan era. Dope boys love Reagan.
Right.
That's
I understand
money.
you're here to act, and that's what it's here for.
Yeah.
Work, do.
But we gotta
feel like.
Dwayne, You forgot?
Nah, like for me,
You said give a minute. You said give a minute.
Choose the mayor, governor, or president.
You gonna say give a minute clock?
I need it. Y'all wouldn't let me shine.
A minute clock.
Y'all wouldn't let me shine.
Elders. You look like you want elders.
Niggas call y'all elders.
You go ahead. He said nigga.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Uncle Dwayne?
Give me my business.
You might not make it out of here, man.
Cut the camera. Turn up the TV.
for me, and how I navigated my life, I never felt like I had any restrictions being black. Or whatever. I never been in a gang. I'm from Park Hill, but I could always come.
From the east side, man.
I know where it is, nigga. I live
Park
right
Hill
here.
from the east side.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
You know
nigga,
where I'm
yeah.
from. I've never been like a gang. I've always been a hustler, so I've always been able to adapt to making money with anyone.
Yes.
So there's this nigga down here works. Come down here and do this shit, and go back. Go to the north side, go anywhere. White people, black people, I've always been able to adapt. So I've never felt like,
Too, I love that feeling.
I've been held back because I was black.
We talked about this last night.
Like,
Hold on, wait. Oh my God, that's
Wait, hold on.
that's what I'm saying.
You gotta
He said he disagreed.
Let him talk.
No,
that's beautiful.
No, I'm saying my experience.
But that,
And like, I
I
understand.
found out the mud still today.
Man,
No,
before I
I'm
was
just saying,
learning to look
I
both
know-
ways to walk across the street, I was told I was gonna have to work hard. Real shit.
Let him finish.
Go
Let him finish. We're gonna go to Kevin.
No, it's beautiful. I just feel that's just like.
But
I
you
wish I
don't
had this
understand.
tree, bro.
When I finish talking, you'll understand
Go ahead.
the final.
Go ahead.
But it was just because I understand me being black. I got hella cases, all kinds of shit. I got white homeboys that are doing the same shit as me, getting caught up, getting let go for me. Same cases, I seen it. But I wouldn't take any of those situations back because it made me want it.
Gotcha.
Like, I am fucking better than any of my white counterparts, black counterparts,
Straight up.
anybody. And it's because of these experiences, and I don't hold on to any of it. I can't point out where, like,
So was it about race to you?
it was like, I can't point out where, like, this motherfucker's racist, so I didn't do this. I was like, okay, that shit didn't work out there. I made that shit work regardless somewhere else. Regardless if he didn't like me, if I was black or whatever it was. I made my shit work out regardless of what situation I had to have.
So, as a moderator, I would say you're agreeing with Tux. Nigga, go get it. Nigga, the land of the free, you have to go get it.
But I'm just saying.
Regardless of
I agree with you, but we gotta change that to we.
But I'm
So, as we go to
I'm just
Kevin.
saying, but even like that's what I was saying before, where the motherfuckers can move, like Chewy couldn't go to
But there is a
Park Hill and
difference.
make money.
There is a difference. I do have to say this.
He would go over there and open a barber shop and be like, everybody's cool.
Dwayne, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I
Black
get what
days
you're
are
saying.
goods. You couldn't do that. You couldn't be like,
Who
okay.
couldn't do it?
Those guys.
So were you saying
No,
that
I'm
your
just
vision?
saying, like, black people in general. Like,
I feel what you
okay,
mean. I feel what you mean.
the white people
We're not
can
going
open
with small business.
white people can open a great
But there is.
in every one of the
So do
white
you think that your biggest obstacle is
No, wait. We gotta continue. We gotta continue. I want to be consistent because I did interject with everybody.
Me too.
Okay? You too, which is everybody, right? So I'm gonna be inclusive, and I'm gonna take advantage of being consistent and inclusive. Okay?
Very
I
convenient.
really do believe that America comes with racism. Like, I don't think it's unattached. Like, I don't think America and racism is unattached. Like, I do not. The history shows that, the facts. I don't see where that is unattached as being an American.
Can I go?
Go ahead.
I agree. We're gonna move to Kevin.
I got no, not at all. I got 3 points I want to make real quick, based on things that were said prior to him getting to me.
Then name me if you talking about me, address me.
I agree with you 100%. And I agree with both of y'all 100%. When it comes to something that Tux mentioned earlier that sounded like someone getting into a position of power of color, someone of color getting into a position of power within government or within some kind of, whether it be policing or some kind of leadership position, and how that doesn't solve problems. I agree that it doesn't solve problems, but I disagree because it does elevate an idea. What I mean is, when Venus and Serena Williams started playing tennis, we started seeing more black tennis players.
Okay.
When Tiger Woods started playing golf, the influx of golf players went up. The idea that we can achieve past a ceiling that we perceived based on systemic racism is now washed away because it's visual.
It's beautiful.
We have a certain number of senses, excuse me. With those senses, we realize what we like and what we don't like. When we see a black man attain the office of president, it causes us to realize, whether it's involuntary or not, that we can attain any level of success in this world because there is nothing more successful than attaining the office of president. So, even if that's the only benefit, wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm not talking about, I'm not,
Come back.
wait. I'm not talking, he's there. I'm not talking about, hold on. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about the change that comes from the job. I'm talking about the fact that my children don't grow up the same way that I do, thinking that no black person will be president. Now they see that a black person can, including me.
Because I remember that was an impossibility.
It was an amazing thing to see.
Remember how that was impossible for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody's done it.
If you didn't have children in 2008, any black person, any black person with children in 2008 loved the day that Barack Obama was elected.
Yeah,
100%. Straight up. Okay? That's all. That's the only piece I disagree with that part.
But I agree with that.
I know how you feel with you. Go ahead. Okay. To Dwayne's point, Dwayne, you quickly remind me of what you said.
Get that money. He didn't feel that racial injustice.
Gotcha.
When he was
saying that race wasn't an issue.
Sure.
I got that.
Did not contribute.
It was an issue, but I didn't let it.
You didn't let it bother you.
But it wasn't.
I got it back.
They wasn't effective.
Last night, Jewy and I were talking, and I reminded Jewy of the 90s when the common term was the white man holding me down. Right?
70s too.
No, but I'm just talking about the time in which we were involved, right? So, what is wait. He literally just aged himself.
No, it was the 1800s too when the white folks really holding niggas down.
How much I can joke with it?
I'm saying when they was really holding niggas down. Like holding them. I'm sorry. That shit go back to the
I'm just saying.
This go back to the when I say state,
This nigga been trying to hold the position to be a moderator all the time, nigga.
Last night, Jew and I were talking about that was a common phrase, and what people like Jewy and I imagine everybody up here, including Dwayne, of course, because he said this, what we would say in regard to that statement, that very common statement is, don't shit hold me back. Because our fathers and our mothers taught us that you are below the fucking bar whether you want to be or not. It's going to require everything you got to get above it. We didn't have the option of losing because we were already there.
That's right.
So when that statement's getting pushed around, our own self-motivation and the motivation of our ancestors and people before us and our parents pushed us forward to say, ain't shit gonna hold me back.
That's right.
I'm gonna get it done. But I'm
this is a true story.
So, and I remember this because I turned to a very close white friend of mine and had a very strong conversation about the white man holding me back. As a statement and as a question, do you believe that is the case? And my answer was no. I talked to Julie about this last night. My answer, fuck no, don't shit hold me back. I get it done regardless. One way or the other. If I gotta work harder, then I'll do that. Fast forward to today. I got 5 kids. When I talk to my daughters, I talk to them stronger than when I talk to my sons. Because they have something that my sons don't have. And that is a vagina. And for some reason in this country, having a vagina is the last thing a motherfucker wants to allow to gain power. Wait. So imagine being a black woman, as opposed to just being a woman, or as opposed to just being black. It is a conundrum that is very, very, very hard to navigate. It's very hard to navigate how to get out of that level of oppression, right? Because you're oppressed both ways. I feel like back when we were making that response of "don't shit hold me back, I get it done," blah blah blah, self-motivated, self-gratifying, gets it done, we make the money. I feel like our answer should have been different. I feel like by saying, "don't shit hold me back," that convinced the other people we were talking to, or the other people that were listening, that there was no oppression.
Can I do the interject here?
Wait, one second. You made me hold.
Okay.
The idea.
More sense.
I gotta respond to.
No, you don't. No, we don't. Now we gotta respond to you.
I'm not gonna fucking host you to respond to me when I'm done.
There's a few things. 60 seconds.
When we gave that response to our oppressor, it gave them a sense of confidence that they weren't oppressing us in the first fucking place. And that is a problem for me. It's okay if you don't. I feel like I missed
to an extent.
I feel like I missed.
They seem to.
I feel like I missed a teaching moment to my white friends and white fellow Americans by not telling them, yes, you do hold us back. Yes, you do. Wait.
I know what you just done. You're good.
Wait. Yes, you do oppress us. But what's new?
I don't waste the energy and the time, right? The reason being is, let me tell you why. I don't waste the energy and the time.
I still wasn't done.
Because to me, we're in America.
I know where you went.
Well, here's my question.
We was wrong for not calling them out when we had the opportunity, when we were making the money before. Now, all of us want to call them out now.
And a black man as president, you win, but I'm just doing
Listen, y'all remember when Kanye West said, Kevin? Yes, sorry, go ahead.
Can a black man?
Absolutely not. Not at all.
Why not?
Because when
What's the fucking question? Y'all just went to a fucking conspiracy.
Go ahead.
I said, can a black man as president do what Trump has done?
Absolutely not.
No.
Why not?
Absolutely not.
Because we wouldn't receive the same way.
Why not?
Because we are the angry black men. Wait. Everything in this world is about.
That gives a cat. That gives a cat.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That gives a cat.
No, I got 3 things. 3 things. 3 things. All of us were born with balls, dick. All of us. God damn it. Let me finish. Just 3 things. 3 things. Wait till all 3 fingers are gone. All of us were born with 3 things: balls, dick, a little bit of hair, and nothing else. We had no idea of what this world was like until we were socialized into it. We had no clue what was coming for us or what we were up against until we learned it. Number 1. Number 2, causality. Cause and effect. The things that we do cause a reaction. As we see those reactions, we try to hold back from seeing the negative ones, right? Everybody's life is different in that respect, because when a white person jaywalks, they never get a ticket. When a black person jaywalks, especially in the hood, they get a ticket and beat up up and fucked around. That happens to my father. He teaches me that. Stay out the fucking street. Socialization. Causality and socialization. Number 3, it's fucking gone, and I forgot it already. But at the end of the day, wait. At the end of the day, we are all a product of not only our environment, but what we experience.
You're right.
So what we experience.
I'm agreeing exactly with what you're saying right here, and I'm gonna segue into saying real shit because to me, I really still believe we're bigger and we're different than our politics, right? I really do believe, honestly, because my situation does not change as a black man, right? And what I mean is this. I really believe our understanding should really be, and I remember.
So that's impossible.
No, it's not.
It's impossible.
No, it's not. It's unlearned.
Change every single day as a black man.
No.
Absolutely.
Just as much important as we put to voting, we should put to learning how to love each other.
True indeed.
Right?
True.
And that's what we're talking about, building community.
How long
right?
did it take
We're
you to
talking
learn
about
that?
trust and business. Right, but that's what I'm talking about.
That's
right?
your progression.
So what I'm saying is my plight, no matter who is here, no matter who is there, right?
Yeah.
There's an underlayer that really, if I want to build community, I don't have to. It's not about voting.
Sure.
Right? It's actually starting here, right?
Sure.
Saying, you know what? We need to learn how to be here with each other.
How long did it take
Because
you
no
to
matter
get that
what, we
socialization?
can make this happen no matter what.
I agree.
With oppression and without oppression.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Right?
How long did it take you to break that socialization?
That doesn't
If
matter.
you grow up in Jewish shoes, if you grow up in
See,
wait.
Bro,
When I use
shoes,
I think
that's the
when
issue.
the issue is
focusing on other people's grass.
You know what?
Right?
I feel like
It's focusing on why is the grass greener on this side, right?
because it was set up that way.
No, exactly, right? And that's how it is, right? Has it ever been different though?
I haven't.
Like seriously, has it ever in America? Has it ever been
If different means
Respect, OG.
even the most minimal levels of change means to disregard the work done before us. So yes, it has been different. It's been worse. It's been worse, bro.
To me, right? The realization to me is that, you know what, I think we all need to really shift our actual conditioning, right? Our conditioning, and I also believe with
Like what you just said. What you just said was classic. Instead of focusing over here on this, let me focus with just right here for a moment.
and it'll work though.
I agree,
Right?
But
It'll work though.
that requires
What I'm
a
saying
break
is
of the systemic and
Right.
socialization.
So here's a break with systemic and socialization.
Can y'all focus?
Wait.
Here's
We gotta
start-
remember we're talking now.
We are on camera.
Sorry. Shit's real in 2020.
Okay.
My bad.
I've seen enough. No. It's a situation. See, now I
I feel like we're making a lot of excuses.
No, fuck excuses. No. We wasn't making excuses 20 years ago. We were saying, fuck it, we're gonna get it done. There was no excuses then. And we didn't need to make an excuse then. What we needed to do was acknowledge the truth. We didn't acknowledge the truth.
The truth is the truth, though.
Wait, hold on.
Ain't never gonna be racist, bro.
Hold on, the truth. That brings me to that third point. That third
But it doesn't matter, right?
That's
Because we can still function with racism involved, right?
Do you know why
We
this
can still
country?
thrive with racism
Does
involved,
everyone
right?
know why this country is racist? It's because everyone is different.
Yes.
You don't see racism like this.
But-
And hold on.
There's an importance to racism. I think we give too much power to.
Hold on. We give the power
This is
to it.
also kind of what you're saying.
I'm about to skip my own shit.
Because y'all
This
think
country,
Serena going back and forth.
that's because we passionate.
Me too. I just thought I want to hear
Well,
what
you too.
It's good.
Whatever. This country was built on racism. This country was built on the idea that a certain person was less than the person making that idea.
I don't know.
Wait.
But we all know that.
I'm fast forwarding, Joey. I'm making a point before I go forward. So, why would we expect that to change? To make those statements in the 90s and the early 2000s to our white counterparts that nothing holds me back, I get it done, allows them to believe that their ancestors, we beat that already. Wait. That's not the truth. What we should have done is scream. We should have yelled. We should have stood the fuck up and said, yes, you do, but I'm still gonna get it done. Which is what we're gonna do today.
Listen, can I go ahead?
Let Julie go. Julie's been waiting. Julie, the floor is yours.
Mr. Grandma, fucking go ahead.
Julie, the floor is yours. Please do not interrupt Julie.
We are not asking for nothing.
Exactly.
Okay, so.
I agree.
I'm not asking for freedom. Freedom is in your mind, right? You gotta know that you are a free man living on this earth.
Are you free, Julie?
Absolutely.
So am I.
However, it's not equality.
Right. We're not equally.
I'm free to roam.
Yeah.
I can live my
We're not
dog
equally free.
Yeah. Go, dog. Free.
Right. I can buy a crib. I can open a business. But
until we really I think the whole topic here is the election. We got 2 slave masters in office. Okay. Who do we vote for? We're stuck. Swizzy said, man, it's safe to say they don't give a fuck about us. You countered and said they can't talk about it because they already spoke reparations for us, Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm. And Kamala.
I don't care about none of that.
Sure.
Because they can give all of that.
And you still gonna be straight.
80,000. And if we
get checks all the time.
If we don't really start off a community, just the ones we know, we ain't gotta worry about the world. Like I said, I ain't got to change the whole world. It's for all my sons and my little girls, okay, and yours too, and us, because we're here now.
Yeah.
Everybody that's not here right now ain't here right now. But us, we have to figure out a way to show it, to make that next step with all of our excellence. You know, you niggas got your egos. You're all, but if we don't really come together financially, get land, grab resource, encourage these kids to really jump into that. None of this, voting for a president is never gonna matter.
I agree. It matters to a point, but not enough.
So my I guess the roundabout, so I can pass the torch is, the voting for the president doesn't matter as much as us being in office.
I agree. Oh, fuck, Julie.
Yes.
That was great.
Okay.
Straight up.
So I got
that was real.
Julie for fucking president.
I'm not voting for you.
The floor is yours.
That's because you're my fucking squeezing, and that's how we squeeze. That would be beautiful. Me and Kate. Sorry.
Go ahead, no,
just y'all imagine out there, just real quick before you go ahead. It's me and Kane. We're fucking battling for governor, state governor. Me and this nigga weird. Wouldn't that be fucking beautiful?
It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. It would.
Huh? Imagine everybody in the world to see that
where both
rainbow,
candidates could be African American.
Just no matter what, because that's what they're doing.
Of course.
That's Biden and Trump. It's me and you talking how we want to talk our shit. And I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat.
I'm willing to say right now that day where you have 2 presidential candidates,
and neither
one of them, I'll even go a little less. Neither one of them.
It's huge.
That is the day.
Because it's showing that that shows that we are merging and not rebelling. Rebelling is leading our kids to fucking prisons. My brother double homicide, dead, shot. All kind of people dying trying to get a bag.
No. Rebelling is not.
No, I'm talking. Rebelling is a criminal. Against America.
I don't think anybody said
That's it.
I don't think nobody's going.
We gotta unteach the criminals.
The criminality.
That's what's got the judges in office.
That's the first thing they use. That's the first thing they use against us when we make our arguments. They always want to point out the criminality of the black community. Meanwhile, in the same breath, they never talk about the criminality in the white community.
Stop talking about that. We already know that they won't give them.
But that is a simple counter argument to diminish what we're trying to achieve. I agree.
I got something.
Can we give it for him without?
So the deal is this. This is the deal. This is how I look at things. You know, so you ever been in a boat? You rowed a canoe across a quiet lake, right? You're rowing the boat, right? Nobody's out there. It's real quiet, right? And all of a sudden, in a canoe. And all of a sudden, another canoe hits your boat.
Give me a time span. Wow.
And so you look back, right? And there's nobody in.
Oh, wait. Here we go.
Please restart.
Let's set the scene.
Let's jump
Okay, second, I want all y'all to set the scene.
It's 1974. We're in the canoe.
So anyway, I want y'all to think about this. I'm Missouri River.
Missouri River, 1974.
Seriously.
Go.
So you guys are doing by yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so a boat hits you and you turn around, nobody's in it. Would you get mad?
Oh,
No. Would you get mad? Would you get mad?
No.
Wait, I'm sorry,
say that again. I'm sorry.
Would you get mad if another boat hits you?
Yes.
And you turn around, nobody was in it?
Yeah. I'll be pissed. I'll be mad at myself.
Okay, now,
I got hit
if the
by-
same thing happened in your canoe, and somebody hits your boat and there's a person in it, would you get mad?
Of course.
Yes. Okay, so that's how you need to treat white folks. You know what? We already know the boat's empty. We still need to keep moving forward and rowing our fucking boat.
But the boat's not empty.
But the boat ain't it?
It's not white.
Boat's not empty.
What I'm trying to say to you is, listen, I'm not empty, so why do we spend so much time as black people getting mad about white people?
I'm late. I am late. Hold on, I did just get that. Caught it? I did just catch that.
Yes.
Good.
Fuck, man, I don't know.
If you know how they are,
So-
why we waste so much energy getting mad?
Okay, I get that.
We already
That's
know
why I
it's
get
empty.
That's why I get
Keep moving forward.
That's why I get
And that's how we get the thing. That was from 1974.
You lost me with the canoe.
We never been saying that.
Oh yeah, it's a good.
It could be a boat. It could be a boat.
People who are watching are saying they can't hear our points.
Oh, really?
Is this live? Over people.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's live.
Wait, y'all looking at us right now?
Yeah, right now.
This is live.
But do you see what I'm trying to say there?
I was about to ask you to fucking Adobe Photoshop the book on my nose. Nigga, okay, no.
But do you get the point there?
Right, everybody.
We need to use our energies to uplift each other and move on. And keep moving on. And now we have even more of an opportunity to move forward.
Can I pause for a minute?
I'll teach them.
What else are they saying besides the fact that they see us playing fucking retarded shit? But that's retarded.
They actually just talking about us, man.
What's going on?
What'd you say? What?
They're saying, well, the one thing that folks are saying, we're too loud and they can't, it sounds like an argument, we can't hear you guys.
Sorry, shit's real in 2020.
Yeah.
Pardon that.
Everybody needs to have.
All right, so this conversation was brought to y'all because of Julie's post and also DJ Squizzy's post, right? DJ Squizzy Taylor's post.
Put some respect on my
I believe honestly, and I would like to go back to
Go back and quote that.
let's do it.
I went right to the same. I
Let's
just
go right
want
to
to
it.
encourage the kids that it's okay, like to stop snitching shit. Them is for criminals.
Yeah.
If you're a criminal, do not snitch on your fellow criminal.
Right. You made a
Y'all are
choice.
boys. Just the same police shit. The police is like, yo, we pop this nigga, we pop this nigga. The police is a gang. Do not go to Pyru Street and say fuck slobs. That's not a good idea, kids. Do not go to Compton and Great Street, Jordan Downs, and say fuck crabs. That's not a good idea. Justice. Do not go to the police and say, fuck the police.
I remember when you called me and said,
You can get killed, fam. They will kill you.
And justify
So what I'm saying, do not fight that battle. I want to see
a better battle to fight.
There's a bigger and better battle to fight. Your argument is in the court. court with the judges, whether it's judicial, legislative, Supreme Court. Get your arguments in there. It's not with the fucking college, what do you say, high school diploma.
Yeah.
12 questions.
Yeah.
That's what the cops get. 12
They get
questions.
12 questions, high school diploma, less of a motherfucking training than a goddamn
Hairstylist. Listen, that motherfucker will pop you. He was looking at you since high school.
Yeah.
You took his little favorite girlfriend, probably slapped him upside his head. He can't wait to kill you. Go be a part of that. Go get you a free gun and a badge, family.
What do you think?
Go get paid for it, because the Bloods and the Crips ain't gonna pay you.
Well, the judges are gonna do.
Cops just work for judges.
Judges are going to do what we put them in a position to do when we vote for them. When we vote for them, and when we vote for an executive that places judges with decent minds as opposed to judges with their own motives.
I like the thought of judges.
Keep in mind, 198, I'm standing up.
Yes.
198
people to be
Right here, you're standing.
198 federal judges were appointed by Donald Trump. Not a single one of them was an African American. Not a single one of them is a Democrat. What do you think happens when you walk into federal court with your very bogus case? For example, the Breonna Taylor case. For example, this man walked in and presented charges, and none of those charges were for the death of Breonna Taylor. This happens because the judge sitting on the fucking bench allows it because it's in line with what he believes and what he doesn't. No, when you breeze past the judges, and when you breeze past the legislature, and you breeze past, or don't even vote for the fucking mayor, governor, or fucking president. When you do that, you allow yourself to be fucked. You're allowing yourself to be fucked. You're letting someone make the decisions that choose what happens to you in your future.
We're acting like they're not black judges.
Do you think
Right,
the same
there are
thing would
black
happen?
judges.
So there was wait, I want to answer this question. I got asked the question. You just asked me if Breonna Taylor was white when the same thing happened. In 2017, there was a white woman killed. In 2017, there was a white woman killed by a black Ethiopian police officer. He got 12 fucking years.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I was
12,
saying.
is it a race issue or is it a police
It is a race issue.
That's where it stems from.
And it is an issue with the fact that we don't use all of the power that we are given as Americans. Listen, I don't think that our power is equal. I don't think our power is equal. But what I do believe is that until we exhaust all of our power, we don't have a complaint. If I got olive oil, Crisco, and motherfucking canola oil sitting in my goddamn kitchen, and I really need some peanut oil, and I don't go get it, and it's around the corner, and instead I say, well, I'll use the canola, and my shit don't turn out right, I can't blame nobody but myself because it's right around the corner. You have to exhaust all of your resources in order for your complaint to be heard.
Because that's the American way.
That's the logical way.
That's the logical way, right?
Yes.
But
everybody don't think like
I know, but that's what we need to fix. In our community, the first thing that needs to be fixed is us. We can't give
America
them the
comes
counter
with racism,
argument.
right? Why are we wasting energy on trying to change America?
Thank you.
No,
Right?
that's the thing. We're not wasting energy on trying to change America. We're wasting energy on not changing ourselves.
No. I think the focus is saying, right, is that we should But I don't think it's through the system.
On the point.
I don't believe it's through the system, though. You see what I'm saying?
I do. It's just
Changing ourselves is through the system.
No. The ability to not change ourselves is in the system. It's designed for us to remain exactly where we are.
I don't like the riddle.
But now, it's not a riddle. We agree, but what you're shining a light on is the potential negative. I'm shining a light on the potential positive. If we focus on the correcting of ourselves, things fall in line.
So my flip on the potential positive is this. I don't think it's really that much of a focus, right? Because we're in America, right? And I think one thing, if you agree or don't agree, I think one thing is prevalent, is that no matter what America is doing, we can still prosper, right? We can still build. It's not right word, right? It's not third world. You know, somebody told me, came straight from Africa, you know what I'm saying? They told me, he said, man, I left. He said, man, I realized, man, damn, we do not need America to live. And that restraint, and I think that conditioning has us so focused on exhausting so much energy and trying to fix a system that is working perfectly well. Right?
Perfectly well.
The system that is broken, though, is us in our community. And it's us. And we can thrive no matter their government works or not.
That statement is misleading. That statement causes a bit of self-hate.
Ooh. How?
I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell you how.
No, that was not.
Wait. I said causes self-hate. I didn't say what he said was self-hating. I said it causes that. Let me tell you how. The ability to do this is easy. To point a finger at somebody else and blame somebody else for what's happening to you is easy. And as true as it may be when you do this, if you haven't done this first,
we agree. But what I'm saying is what we disagree on is this, right? Is understanding that there's fire right there. And because you understand where you're at, right? You make certain precautions and certain regulations and certain ways that you move based upon that there's fire right there.
Straight up.
And we're in America.
I agree.
Filled with fire, right? And we live here, right?
Let me tell you
we live here, right?
Let me tell you
if you hear me out, what I'm saying is there's fire here. The government is part of that fire.
I agree.
Part of that systematic fire.
I agree.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean we still can't thrive. We actually just have to regulate, understand where we are at.
But
right?
thriving and equality are not the same thing.
Let me
say this. Do you know why Donald Trump only lost 2 points after he did not condemn?
Is that Debbie Does Dallas?
Donald Trump only lost 2 points in the national polls after he did not condemn white supremacy. The reason why he didn't lose it is because they don't care. The reason why they don't care is because of their own ideas. I got you. I'm going to point at you next, I promise.
No, I was answering it. Because you said, do I know why?
Oh, got you. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I know why.
Yeah.
I was like, I know why.
Why?
Because the voters don't make the ballots.
We're not talking about votes. No. We're not talking about votes.
You talking about
We're talking about polls. We're talking, no.
But he
We're talking
lost
about
2%, right?
Hold on, wait.
But I didn't even finish my sentence.
I guess because you started talking
No, I didn't.
I'm talking about polls. In the polls, Donald Trump only lost 2 points. The idea that white supremacy is okay and shouldn't be condemned should be a negative to everyone. It should be a negative to every single person that wait.
It's not right.
It doesn't matter.
Black supremacy. Say it to yourself.
Wait. The idea.
I would love it.
There's no such thing.
Does the Asian community have these same
I'm white.
No. You know what?
They worry about who's president.
Can I finish my thought?
Right?
This is why they say we're arguing. This is why they say we're arguing. I want to finish my thought. I just want to talk about. Listen.
Why are we so worried to be equal, Kevin? Answer that.
Listen.
In America.
Listen. It is wrong to hold someone down because of something that they were born with. That everybody should agree with that.
Wait. We do.
Wait. It is wrong to do that. It is wrong to consider someone evil simply because they're different than you. That is wrong.
You're right.
It is wrong to consider yourself superior over someone else with no knowledge of who they are, or the substance, hold on, Dwayne, or the substance in which.
It's wrong to be superior.
I didn't say it was, come on, bro. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. This is what they do every time we yell our point. They stand up and say, and we give them the opportunity to do that by not looking at ourselves first. That's the opportunity. We open the door for that shit. At the end of the day, everyone should have the same fucking opportunity as everyone else. And that can't be debated, bro. So wait. If you go to Japan, everybody's Japanese. There's no racism. If you go to Mexico, everybody's Mexican. There's no racism. If you go to Russia, everybody's Russian. There's no racism. Right. If you come to America, the differences between our skin color, simply our skin color, causes them to look at each other a different way. This person can't work for me because his last name is Johnson. That's systemic racism before you even know it happened. You just thought you missed out on a motherfucking interview. You had no idea that somebody didn't even count you in based on your experience, based on your intelligence. Because I'm not motherfucking done. Based on your experience, your intelligence, all the things.
You know why
all the things that matter. The argument that people are making right now is that my last name, my skin color, my religion, where my family came from should not determine who I am. Who I am should be judged on its own merit. That argument cannot be debated.
It's not an argument. You think there's
I just said it can't be debated.
Right. So you just think it's only an American thing?
No. Dwayne, stop changing the narrative. Bro. I named 4 places. I didn't say words. Hold on. Changing the narrative is what the enemy does to argue.
No, I'm just saying.
No.
Tubbs, am I wrong?
No, I get what you're saying.
Tubbs, what's the easiest way for me to disagree with you? To change the narrative.
I get it.
Changing the narrative is what we should not do right now because that's how they defeat us.
So one thing I thought was dope in religion, right? I thought this was a dope kind of.
Why do you even invite me?
Check this out.
Tubbs didn't call me for a reason, bro.
Check this out. So there's a dope dichotomy and a dope commonality between like Islam and Christianity, right? And one thing that I thought was really kind of cool was this. It was like, dang, it's almost saying the same thing, except that in order for you to have a relationship, so to speak, with God, right? Mm-hmm. You have a conduit, which is Jesus Christ, right?
Sure,
that's
yes.
the Christian way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Islam basically believes that there is no conduit. Right? To keep it more simple, right? But the similarities is ridiculous, right?
Damn.
So what we're saying in a sense is exactly in that same way, right? To me, I really do not believe we have to go through government in order to achieve what we're talking about, looking at ourselves, right? I believe looking at ourselves with a different purpose than that was conditioned in us, right? I think one thing we have to do is understand the world is so huge and vast, right? That no matter what, if we're not empowering us as a people, just like you're saying, right? Then none of this shit is gonna fucking matter. Right? And what I'm saying is the same, and I'm agreeing with you, but I don't believe there's a conduit. I don't believe the middleman is the government. I don't believe that personally, right? I believe we can achieve this if we really use the same idea of unlearning and reprogramming, but really focusing here.
What do we say amongst ourselves? If you ain't about hold on. What do we say amongst ourselves? If you ain't really about that shit, shut the fuck up. That's what we say. That's what Dwayne, hold on, bro.
Muslims and Jews, this is just like racism is a new.
Racism is not new.
Religious battles. Because Jews and Muslims and shit have been going at it hundreds of years.
Yeah, thousands.
Muslims, Christians, whatever. Racism is just that. Racism is just an American issue.
No, nobody's saying racism is just an American issue. It's our American issue.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay, so if we're talking about our American issue, and that's and not anybody else's. My American issue, my issue with America is the fact that the majority of America would vote for Donald Trump. Even though they know what he said, the fact that he only lost 2% by not condemning white supremacy tells us where we live.
When we have some of these, when we have some of these verdicts, right, that happen in America, right? When we have some of these verdicts that happen in America. I mean, hear me out, bro. Kevin, real talk. When we have these verdicts in America, right? Mm-hmm. And we're talking about countless ones, right? We can name them from whatever, right? To us, it's such an injustice, mm-hmm. right? But also to us, there's a callousness to us, right? Yeah. To maybe to some, but to you, is it a shock?
No, absolutely not.
Right? Is it a shock?
No.
Is it a shock when you're hearing everybody's acquitted?
There's a reason
and everybody's
acquitted. I ask you a question.
No.
Go on. Do you feel trapped here in America? Do you feel like you're trapped? You gotta stay here?
No.
Do you feel like you're trapped? Do you feel like you're trapped here in America? Do you? What the fuck are we here for?
I get it.
Because people care about America. We don't understand. The earth is here for us.
Okay. Regardless of the inequality, this is still the greatest country in the world.
Wait, true? No. I get that.
Regardless of
we don't know that. I know that.
I do.
No, you don't.
I know that.
You do not.
I know that. I've been there.
You've been everywhere.
Yeah. I've been a lot of places.
If you respect the dollar,
I've been a lot of places.
You is the greatest place on earth if you respect the dollar.
For capitalists.
Okay.
There you go.
For capitalists. I'm a capitalist.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
So I love it.
Now let's drop it down a notch. Okay. Mr. American.
America has no.
If you're a capitalist, the objective here is that. I'm sorry. If you're an American, we gotta jump into the American government, take over the American government somehow. So you're talking American.
Yeah.
Okay? America. In America. Where they hate niggas. They hate niggas in America. Nowhere else they hate niggas. You say, wait, listen to what you just said. You told me that they only hate niggas in America.
That's not what I said. I didn't say only. I never said only. I never said only. In Japan, if you're Nigerian, they fucking put you on the fucking street and beat the fuck out of you. Wait.
Only in America.
No,
because we don't rewind the tape.
I never said only in America. I gave four examples of other places that don't experience racism.
No one tells me. Hold on.
I'm just correcting what you said. You challenged me.
No, I thought you said that.
No, I gave four examples of where racism does not happen.
You said it's racist in America. It ain't racist nowhere else.
No.
You didn't mean to say that.
No. Dewey, I never said that.
Then he said, so after he said that.
Dewey, I never said that.
Hold on. We'll come back. We'll go from there. After he said that.
I didn't say that.
He said that. Right. He said.
People keep saying I said that. Hey. I never said that shit. Hey, listen. I never said that.
He said America's the best country, though.
Never. Oh, yes.
No, it's one. It's one of the most racist. One.
Sure. I believe it's the most racist.
Okay. And you said that that's the best country.
For capitalists? Absolutely.
No. Why? So let's answer that. How is America the best country and it's the most racist against us?
Okay.
Is money that good?
Are you ready?
Is money that good, Mr. Captain?
Are you ready? Let me take you back to. Let me take you back.
Money that good?
Hey. Let me take you.
Is it?
Yes.
That's why.
Yes.
You couldn't go eat a lamb because lamb is plentiful. You gotta eat beef, chicken, and
Jewish. You asked me a question, Can I answer a question?
That's what y'all saying. Y'all saying I didn't say capitalism. Wait. You talking about for capitalism, and I understand exactly what capitalism is. I know what socialism is. I'll get it.
Yeah.
I know what this is a capitalistic world. But what I'm saying is that you said this is the most racist place for niggas. And at the same time, you said it's the best country.
I get it.
For a capitalist.
I get
That's ill.
It's two pieces
You
of
don't
paper.
know. I'm just saying it's ill. That's where we were at.
But again,
Mentally,
we agree it's
that
fucked up.
money, but
You're right.
that money trumps.
Dewey,
No, let me finish mine. Fight for me, Squizzy.
I understand.
Tell him to let me finish.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Fight like you fought for him. God damn.
Dewey.
It makes sense what he's saying.
please.
He's trying to say.
Listen, I didn't.
He said our mind is so fucked up
That the most racist country is the best to us.
Yes.
Just to us.
We gotta change the narrative.
No, wait.
Fuck they money. And I'm done.
Wait, Brian. We can't say that. I'm not talking about their money. You talking to a nigga. You talking to a nigga that's made black money. You talking to 20 years.
No, capitalism is money.
It's like this y'all two here.
Julie, you're talking to a nigga that's been
Capitalism is
Julie.
Capitalism
right
is
here,
money.
bro. Just for 2 seconds.
Not socialism.
Julie, you're talking to a man that's made black money for the last 23 years, bro.
We got a black businessman.
Julie, you're talking to a black businessman that's made black money for 23 years. Yes, I believe. Yes.
Y'all, so check this out.
My perspective.
Listen to both of y'all. Listen to the conversation.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Let's not learn from what I'm saying.
Hear me out and let me know if I'm not. Hear me out and let me know if I'm not. Okay? So in the same way here, I really do believe we're saying the same thing, right?
No.
Okay.
I'd rather go to that bum ass country with my niggas and build and live like kings than sit here amongst a racist, oppressing. Why ain't we leaving there?
And we name the country. So let me go ahead.
You're a smart guy.
Hold on, wait. Again, I agree with you. Right?
I'm a nigga from the street.
Let me finish.
I hope you don't take us nowhere fucking
about going to France.
Let me finish.
Nigeria's dope.
Listen to the bloom.
That's one of the conditioning and fucked up parts about us. So check this out. Listen, hear me out. I'm agreeing with you. If you just hear me out in your ears, G, I'm hearing you. So what I'm saying is one thing is agreeable to all of us in the room is conditioning is the rooted part situation, right?
Agreed.
Understanding that this is where we need to be, right? And the reason why that is because we're Americans. And we're in America. And that's the root of capitalism. And that's what we are. We're rooted in here. What you're raised in, it's about where you're at. And where you're rooted in and what soil you're into, right? So the soil that we're into right now is actually American, right? Capitalism. So if we're in here, capitalize. If you don't want to be in here, you can uproot yourself, right? And plant yourself somewhere else, right? And have a different upbringing, right? It's all about conditioning and cultivation. And we have been conditioned and cultivated. We have as Americans like
I'll do whatever I want.
you sure can.
You can. Collectively, we can also do whatever we want to do. But we
Have you not?
came out with nothing.
The causality is different though for us.
You're still here, bro. Like, so you're weak. You're still here.
I know.
So you're weak.
The cause and effect are different for us.
So you're weak,
We
Info.
gotta kind of push that and start showing that part.
It's still different for the outcome is different for us. And we can point out countless people that do the same things that we do, whether it's in their community only or outside of their community, right? Based on this, right? We can change the person we can change the avatar, right? As soon as we do that, the outcome is different. We just gave the example of Breonna Taylor versus the 2017 white woman that was killed by a police officer. Not only did they bring charges immediately, they brought charges and sentenced 12 fucking years. Meanwhile, 6 months later, Breonna Taylor still didn't even have a murderer or a killer. Or even a manslaughterer. Or even a manslaughterer. Yes, I did.
I didn't hear you.
I did.
Yes, he did.
No,
Now shut up.
No, you niggas is like this.
She doesn't even have a manslaughter.
I'm watching this shit. This
She doesn't even have a manslaughter.
It's silly.
The reason why is not only because there's a coon as a motherfucking AG back to the side. We're also talking about the state of Kentucky and the city of Louisville that has countless numbers of disenfranchisement when it comes to black justice.
So America has countless.
I'm not disagreeing. Stop.
I'm
talking about specific. Come on.
Capitalism was really socialism.
I'm agreeing with both of y'all.
Stop. Me talking about the city of Louisville, the state of Kentucky, is leading to the country of America. That is a record. Keep in mind, Mitch McConnell is fucking from Kentucky. He is the leader of the House of Representatives.
Do y'all check this out? I got a question.
Yeah.
Do y'all believe black women are not protected?
Absolutely not.
No, it's protected. What the fuck you mean? They'll blow up a hospital, nigga.
They're the worst.
They'll shoot up a fucking.
They are the least protected.
Nigga, listen.
Black women are the least protected of any fucking human being in this country.
Another post that I seen by
Black people.
There was a post.
Don't divide us.
No.
Everybody want to divide us.
There was a post by
If my black woman is me, hurt that. We are one.
Julie.
No, nigga, we're one. No, nigga, we're one.
We made a post that a black woman should never be shot.
I agree with
A black woman should
They're
never
always
be
trying to
shot.
divide us from all women.
So tell me why.
We are the most.
Julie, where were the protests? Where were the protests for Breonna Taylor when she was killed?
That Squizzy made, right?
Yeah, they should get shot. If you came at me with a knife, I'm a blast.
Julie, where were the
domestic
protests?
dispute shouldn't happen, of course.
Julie, where were the protests? Where were the protests
If a
for
bitch come
Breonna
up
Taylor?
on me with a knife or a gun, I'm a blast her, flip her head.
Julie, where were the Julie?
I'm not just mad.
When did the protest?
That's way
Julie, when
too
did the nationwide protest for Breonna Taylor begin?
I don't. You know
With
that
George
shit.
Floyd. With George Floyd.
That nigga kneeled down on that man head. I don't know why we talking about Breonna. And that man kneeled on that man head for 9.
Sure.
And I don't mean to be like that.
No.
But that man kneeled on that nigga's head for 9.
Awful. Ain't nobody taking out.
Almost came out the bottle.
Awful. Hey, hold on. Let me get something.
Almost came out the bottle. We're talking about
Wait. But
all that shit's fucking
comparison.
There was a reassurance. We have to understand that even like Breonna Taylor and Elijah McClain's cases were way before the outrage did come way after the situation.
We weren't sleeping on Breonna Taylor's show. Wait. Breonna Taylor's name was hashtagged before George Floyd died. Breonna Taylor's name, and I'm only using one example.
I get what you're saying.
I don't mean any harm to anybody else that's passed due to injustice or police violence. Okay? What I'm saying is, the black woman is the most endangered and
black people, man. I'm not gonna let you separate us.
No. I'm not, it's not a separation.
I'm saying no,
it's an
us,
acknowledgement.
man, for real.
It's an acknowledgement.
No, I'm saying like no, us.
Look, have you ever
Like
seen?
niggas is getting fucked up too, fam.
No. Yes.
That's not a real fact.
Julie,
That's not a slogan token to make it.
Julie, when we're talking about one that doesn't, Julie, that's what they do. The narrative, bro. That's what they doing to us. They changing the topic. I'm only talking about Breonna Taylor right now. No. I mean,
But can I say something? Can I say about what y'all saying?
No.
I just got this high hit,
I'm
right?
fighting for the kids.
Hold on. Okay,
Sure.
That's kind of what you're saying, though. Real shit. I just got this highway. But please hear me. Please hear me out, right? Please hear me out, right?
Yes, sir.
So when they say an elephant eats ants, they don't say just eats female ants, right? When they say like a whale inhales skrill, you know what I'm saying? That's not just female or male skrill.
Sure, but to
You're right. So what we're saying, if something is destroying us,
acknowledge the black women a lot more as black men.
That's what I'm doing right now. And you see that
after me. I just want you.
I just right now.
We talking to the world. No,
you say
no, bro. We talking to the world.
Yes.
So I'm telling the world, leave us black folks alone. We're talking to our black men and saying we need to uplift our black women.
Straight up.
That's true. Right. We're agreeing, but I just want to give levels to this shit.
Sure.
We're not gonna separate like all of a sudden.
It's not separation. No, it's no separation. What I'm saying,
Do you think it's harder for a black woman than it is for
1,000%.
people? Period.
Do you think it's harder?
It depends on which one.
The question.
Let me tell you.
The question.
Do you think you're right?
Just in general, yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I say.
Let me tell you. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I think it's harder for a black man. Why, Joey? Because you can't lay on your back and get paid. First and foremost, a woman. I play chess.
Hold on, I wasn't here for that. Kevin Casey was not here. I was not a part of that statement. I ain't say that shit.
I
ain't say that shit.
I got 5 aunties. I play chess. I play chess. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. This game for my game.
In the history of the American black man, nobody has ever been more fucked up than the black woman. Listen, bro. Listen right now. We go back to Thomas Jefferson. We go back to George Washington. We wasn't raped. Our women have been raped. You said is this a franchise? You said when black men got the right to vote, our women didn't. What are we saying right now? What are we talking about, bro?
1865 to 1920.
Come on.
It's 100 years.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
100 years.
When black men were able to vote, black women still could not.
Yeah.
Do you realize that?
That ain't what I'm talking about.
To say that the black man has it worse than the black woman, I unequivocally disagree.
He said, no, he didn't ask me that.
Question
He said, is it easier for a black woman to listen to me when I'm saying? Okay. I heard you. I said,
because she can lay on her back.
Hold on, take it.
Nigga, you say yes? You say no. You say
she
gonna say yes. The reason why I say that,
not even close.
No, wait, listen.
Not even close.
A black woman is far more powerful than a black woman.
When black men could. There's a Frederick Douglass. There wasn't no black woman counterpart to Frederick Douglass.
Black woman is the cream of the crop, nigga.
She's the best there is.
That's why she can get the money, nigga.
On her back?
Yes, nigga. And she can't get it on her back, nigga. You can't.
Joey.
And it's pimping for real. That shit been going down since late time. And Biden, Trump been fucking them black women, nigga, for years. Nigga.
And I think we should cut this.
I don't give a fuck what the hell. Put y'all on the Ain't no Jew, nigga. Y'all wanna listen. Listen, my black woman, listen to what I'm saying. Let me make my statement.
Woman
Let me
in
make my
this
statement.
country than a black woman.
Let me make my statement. The black woman had it the hardest. She had it the hardest. Her suffering was far more than us. But what I'm gonna tell you is that she's the smartest. You disagree?
True. I agree.
She gonna get the money when you can't even think about it, boy.
That'll make it easier.
No, I'm talking about shit. No, that's it. What you mean?
No,
when you smart, it makes shit easy.
No, it doesn't.
Y'all niggas is talking to fairy tale world.
In fact, I would disagree. Dumb niggas don't eat. The smarter you are, the harder it is. Because you realize how fucked up shit is.
Wait. Drew just said something that I don't think is really irrefutable, right?
Irrefutable.
And he did make a statement, and now which kind of put the period on his statement, right?
Don't say Jewy, man.
No, he said smarter does make it easier.
No,
And women are smarter than us.
No.
They improved this for years. Yes, they are.
No.
Yes, they are. Y'all ain't give them a fucking
He made it.
He said you guys don't leave the women.
Women are smarter, right?
What you mean women are smart as fuck? Women are smart as
Hey,
fuck.
listen, I'm the closest. They gonna only hear me. I'm in a room full of intellectual men that just say that being smarter makes things easier.
Yes, it does.
Let me say to everybody.
Wait. Ignorance is of no bliss.
Julie, they can only hear me. Listen to me.
They can hear me louder than you. Your voice
The
ain't
smarter you
majestic
are,
voice.
the smarter you are, the more you realize. The more you realize about
That's
your
not
own
smart, that's
story.
confused.
Wait.
That's confused.
It's not confused.
You're getting confused. Smart people don't get confused.
You know what?
They get the picture.
All the elders,
the picture.
Smart people get the picture.
Dumb people get confused.
Listen, I can't stand
All the elders, listen. All the elders, listen. Come on.
Is your woman smarter than you?
Yes.
Is your woman smarter than you?
Check this out.
Wait. Is your man smarter than you?
Yeah.
But wait, hold on, Julie. I got 3 questions. You said yes. Wait. I got 3 questions. Question number 1. Who makes more money? Me. Come on, listen. If you go out and she goes out and y'all ain't together,
She deserves to make way more money.
You ain't counting tips.
I'm not.
You ain't counting tips.
I'm talking to Tux.
You ain't counting tips,
She deserves to
nigga.
make way more money.
Tux.
Open
Your
up
woman-
$1 million too, nigga.
Tux. Your woman is smarter than you, correct?
Yes.
Who makes more money?
She deserves to make more.
Who makes more money?
Sometimes she does.
I promise you. No.
You too. You ain't always been the breadwinner.
Julie.
And
Tux.
You ain't always been the breadwinner.
right now, I believe
Your woman was there. I'm making your point for you. Your woman
They can't hear us.
That's why you chose her.
And the reason
She was strong like you.
Never mind. I need 3 questions to answer. Just me and Tux.
Wait, hold on.
Let me ask my question.
But you can't cap my answer.
I'm not.
Because I'm not capping your question.
I'm not.
So you asked me that question. Let me say it.
But I need a definitive answer.
No, because it matches something that we spoke about. It matches something that we spoke about. Right? Real shit. The reason why, I'm not letting you get away with that. What I'm saying is, the reason why that the tables are changing in a different situation is because I'm understanding now that the American way right now
That is a narrative change again. All I'm asking is your woman smarter than you?
100%.
Does she make more money than you? Or wait, how long have you been with her?
Let's get that shit out of here.
Right. 8, 9.
Sure. Over the entire time that y'all have been together, who has made more money? There's a definitive answer.
Maybe, I don't know.
Money doesn't
Figure it out.
Bags coming in. As a hustler, it's different.
Okay, let's move to the next question.
Yo, woman,
Like a different bundle, bro. Like it's a different situation.
I got no. Okay, we'll leave that.
I don't know what it
As a 9-to-5er to an entrepreneur, it's different.
It is.
Right?
I agree.
Right, like the bags are
I agree.
different.
So let's leave that in the middle.
Yeah, let's leave that in the middle.
So it's like Tux. When you hit the streets on a Saturday night, and she hits the streets on a Saturday night, who's in more danger from your opinion?
Well, the woman.
God damn it, Julie, I'm talking to Tux. It's very simple. It's very simple. Right. A woman, sure. But
Who got the most options?
A woman. Go ahead. A woman.
Who got the most options?
Go, nigga, go.
Nigga, talk with
Tux.
A woman.
I'm on the
Tux.
show, nigga.
Tux.
You can't get rid of me, nigga.
Tux.
Go ahead. And who got the most options?
Yeah, who got the most options?
Tux.
A woman.
When you venture out into a new occupation,
Right.
your wife ventures out into a new occupation, regardless of the occupation, who do you think is going to bag?
Wait, who's gonna what?
Bag the occupation. Bag the gig. Julie.
Wait, who's gonna back? Who's gonna get the
Who's going to get the gig? Wait. I'm not asking for the pins. I'm asking for your best guess. And it can be wrong. Hold on,
See,
bro.
me and Tex, you can't provide that.
Hold on.
You don't get that.
I'm gonna hit y'all with statistics.
We don't. But the bottom line is that. But that's that. You can't just divide.
It's not about division, it's a question.
I'm with you though.
So let me because there's still more layers. They're not just those general layers.
You know why you're answering it that way? Because the answer is you. The reason why the answer is you is because when you walk into a room, you're seen as a black man. As just a black man. The idea that a woman is crazy, nasty, angry. Hold up, bro. Wait. We live in America, homie. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Y'all are tripping. Y'all tripping, bro. Y'all tripping, homie. Listen. Man, come on, bro.
No.
Listen, I'm retracting all questions. You don't push it. At the end of the day, listen, here's my point, because I retract all questions. Don't worry about it. At the end of the day, the woman and the black woman is more endangered than the man or the black man. Right. So if you agree with it, hold on, Juice. Listen, this is evident in the difference in the way that we raise our sons and our daughters. We raise our daughters with hella love and compassion. We want them to be careful. We raise our sons with power and energy and force. That difference exists for a fucking reason.
What does that have to do with that?
It has everything to do with it.
Hold on, let me just.
Our female counterparts are not raised the way that we're raised.
So I think also as women though.
Let me get just 30 seconds.
You want to know why? Kanye decided to attack Harriet Tubman as opposed to fucking Frederick Douglass?
Let me get 30
because she's an
seconds.
easy target.
Let me just get 30 seconds.
Come on, bro.
Like, shit doesn't even matter. None of that shit is.
It all matters. The way we see ourselves and the way we see our women matters.
I want to rebut to the question that was asked to me, right?
Get you some whiskey.
So,
Get you some water.
I do believe this though, right?
Your booty is in the camera.
Your ass cheeks, man. Set them down.
So I do believe this, right? For my own woman, right? I do not want her using her powers for good or evil, right? I think we all have powers for good and evil, right? And I do believe a woman is the most powerful being on earth.
I do.
Okay.
I agree with that.
So let me finish my point. So what I'm saying is there is a power that a woman has, okay,
Especially a black.
that because of conditioning, okay, and because of the programming, which is completely fucked off, which makes her which has this power in this position, right? But if we were to exalt it, it would be a lot bigger. And I get that, right? You see what I'm saying? However, it does not take away from the power that the woman does have. So what I'm saying is there's an
require more
between
protection from us. They require more protection from us.
I get that.
We have not protected them. Even the dialogue.
Yes,
Even the dialogue.
Every time I sit there.
I know. Listen, we're not talking about individually. We're talking about as a community.
No, but
I am in this. So
I don't know that.
even the idea of a black woman
That makes no sense.
is scary.
Bro, we watch a few video clips and that be like,
Because you don't have to protect women. Black women
You need to hang around more black women.
listen, no, I have though.
I know.
Black,
Just give me 2 seconds.
Bro, that intern shit be tripping, bro.
So,
They be tripping.
I haven't said shit in a long ass
Easy
time.
one to be like, bitch. You didn't count. I watched.
Sure.
Yeah,
But hold on. 2 seconds.
One black hawk, flip your motherfucker.
Like 2 seconds.
And if you wasn't white too, you go to jail.
Like 2 seconds. Like I understand what you're saying. We have to protect black women, of course, but we don't have to protect black women from black women like that. Like how
From
we
black
have
women. We're talking about the enemy, bro. We're talking about the oppressor. We're not talking about protecting
No, they be
from
running to him.
ourselves.
The black women be running to him too, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Like black males.
That's what we saying. What you saying? Like,
Y'all don't even try to
some
hear.
black women want the white men for real.
Can we?
100%.
We're not even hearing the point that I was trying to make. Let me just make my fucking point. One time, then I'll be done. So, how we're in danger in so many different ways from black men, the government, cops, all this. We don't have to protect black women from black women. They're protecting each other way more than black men are protecting each other.
What the fuck?
So he's eliminated. No.
Wait. Black women protect black men.
I'm not saying black women, but I'm saying black men and black men.
I think it's simple.
Black women and black men.
Yeah, but that's not
Black women got a danger of black women.
You done?
I don't want to be here.
Look, I think it's too complex, right?
Y'all just talk.
It's too complex. It's too complex, right?
Listen, Michelle Obama is 30 times smarter and 30 times more powerful and 30 times everything than Barack Obama. Barack Obama was a better candidate. Do you know why? Because he's a fucking man. Men run the fucking world.
Right.
And even though black men are behind white men and behind any other number.
You know what I think is crazy?
Even though that's the case,
People make
black women
like that sounds too complicated, bro.
It's just something that people don't want to agree.
No, you got 4,000. You got 4,000 over 8,000. All it could be is one over 2. Because real talk, we're saying the same shit, but you're saying too much of it.
I know I'm not.
Yes. Check it out. Hear me out.
No, I'm not. I don't think so.
Seriously, I really believe it's simple as this. Black folks, can we agree? Here's our agreement, right? Black folks, right? Black folks, right? Are we treated worse than any other race? Right?
Yes.
Right?
In America.
We agree?
In America.
Yes.
That's all I mean.
Let's say America.
And I wouldn't even encompass black and brown.
Okay, let's just say, right, just to be fair, let's just say that, right?
Black more, because they were
Check this out. As men, hear me out.
No,
Hear me out. Here's the facts.
No, but we're not.
As men and women, is women treated worse than men?
Yes.
Right?
No.
So what the fuck is y'all talking about? If black is treated the worst as black people, right? And then women get treated worse as men and women. Obviously, that means that black women. No. So what it is, so obviously.
said that they get treated
Right.
worse.
So that's.
I said, but that's what I said.
That's what I said, right?
That's what I'm agreeing with.
90% of niggas die over what?
Oh my God. What I'm saying is this. I agree with you because it's factual, right? What I'm saying is factual, right? Right? Factual. We're arguing over factual shit. We're saying the same exact shit.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
We made 0 points.
Yes, we are.
I have a major.
No, we're not. If anybody can't say that the black female is more endangered
What do you
than the
mean?
black
That's
male.
an obvious situation.
It's not that.
That's a lie.
That's what he tells us. He doesn't agree.
That's why we're not agreeing.
Black women is not in gang wars, bro. Black women ain't out here like that. Black men is dying way more than black women. No, I said stats. Black men is way more endangered than black women.
To whom?
Period.
To whom?
Black men is dying.
To whom?
Way more than black women.
Because there's a lot more.
You're not talking stats. You're talking emotional.
Hold on, bro.
And that's the problem. Black folks always got an emotional vote.
The female is paid
I
less.
said the black man is dying more than anybody.
You're only talking about that.
Now Google it.
Can I interject?
Google it.
Can I interject? Can I say something? Can I say something? Wait.
Endangered, dying.
Endangered doesn't mean
Orange
dying.
Rocky is my favorite
Can I say
fish.
something?
It doesn't populate enough. Fast enough for me to eat it.
Can a black woman make it?
Can I go? Let me go. Y'all disagreement.
No, mine is different.
Listen.
It's okay though.
Let me say something. Y'all are disagreeing because y'all's question is different. Julie is answering who's more endangered.
And
You're
black
asking.
people, he doesn't
Now listen.
Listen.
You're talking about endangered as in dying. Kevin is talking about who has it harder in America. Who has it harder in the world.
No, he said who was the endangered?
I know.
Endangered black men.
It means
Didn't he ask that?
endangered.
Because you're the cameraman.
Endangered.
He asked it.
does not mean
Alright. Endangered.
No, check it. No, listen, y'all, listen. I Googled endangered. Okay?
I'm about to die.
So check it. I Googled endangered, right? So the one thing I will say is we are talking about Hold on.
You said endangered. Don't clarify. You said
seriously at risk of extinction.
that's black men. Way more
We talk
than
about
black
endangered.
women. That's all I'm saying.
These are the credits.
Julie, what else did you say, Tux? Read the rest, Tux.
I'm going.
What are you talking about now? I'm not talking about an endangered species.
Endangered species.
I'm talking about a
Any
species
species
that
that is at risk of extinction because of a sudden rapid decrease in its population or loss in its critical.
Go to Chicago. Black men dying everywhere.
Hold on, Juice.
You cannot win this.
Keep reading, Tux.
You can read the dictionaries, right? And goddamn me, I'm gonna tell you, black men is the far most extinct. Women gotta protect us too, so we can protect them. We all gotta work together. It's not no.
I agree with
It's
that.
not no black woman, black man. It's us. We dying.
I get it. Keep reading.
I
Tux.
always win.
Julie, no, you didn't win shit.
So we ain't podcast.
If we, listen.
There's nothing else to fucking look for.
All right, so let's.
Endangered species is black.
Okay, so let's do this.
Way more.
Let's do this. The fact that the word endangered actually means to be in danger, okay? It doesn't mean extinction.
It means dying.
Wait. Fuck that definition.
Niggas is getting raped in the pen. You don't understand what you're talking about. There's the penitentiary. Niggas is getting raped, shamed, beat, mental fucked up places.
Gotcha. I understand all that. But I'm not talking about black men. What I'm talking about is the fact that black women.
Close this shit out. Tell them who fucking won.
Finish your statement.
You fucking tell them.
Wait. This is what we're gonna do. Listen. Hold up. Listen. Before y'all go, say your statement, then you're gonna say your statement, and then Tux will close.
There it is.
Okay.
Please do not interrupt each other.
Give us a time so we don't go on and on.
You got a minute and a half.
No, minute.
Kevin Kane.
30 seconds.
Go first.
Summary.
Let me make this clear.
30 seconds.
Wait, before you go,
30 seconds.
before you go, make your statement on black, what we're talking about now, and then make a closing statement on whatever you want, and then Julie's gonna go, uninterrupted, and then Tux is gonna go.
Minute and a half.
Go.
Alright.
Go.
Minute and a half. Hold on, I'm gonna start the clock.
Go.
Any black man that does not acknowledge the fact that both financially, emotionally, and mentally, that our counterparts as women,
Look at the camera.
I'm not doing that Joe Biden show. That our counterparts as women aren't systemically held back just as much, if not further, than the black man, that person is out of their fucking mind. That is a very clarified statement, so that way we don't get caught up in the usage of certain words and verbalities.
Bullshit.
Do you want to make a closing statement on the discussion that we've had this evening?
My closing statement is this. We can yell, we can scream, we can protest, we can burn shit down.
Let them fucking talk uninterrupted, so we can get out of here.
As we should have the right to, based on our history in this country, right? As well as the current climate. If we do not act fairly in those arguments, any good debater is going to look at both sides of the debate. You've got to see your opponent's response before it happens. If you open a door for them to respond and change the narrative, it fucks up your argument. What I'm saying is, as a community, we need to come together and solve our issues while attaining equality. If we don't do that, then we'll be screaming for another 400 years.
And that is Kevin Kane, businessman, entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Kevin Kane. As we move forward, Joey
jumps into.
What happened?
If we keep, I jump into.
Oh, pardon me.
Okay. You shouldn't interrupt. I didn't do that to you.
This is twice.
Shut up, man.
go.
So anyway, though, for real, if we keep thinking that we can vote for a president every 4 to 8 years and only get serious during election time, you're fucked. If we think we can rebel against the government without a militia, you're fucked. If we do not understand that rebellion is not an option, that the world is bigger than America. America is a United States that third world countries are at more peace, some people, some, not the state itself. And when I say third world country, it's still here in America. I can bring you down there. You've seen them move on a lot. We've seen third world pissing in the streets, don't got nowhere to go, cold as fuck. It's here, for real. I've been there. I don't know if your pipes ever busted, Kevin. I don't know. I'm talking to you. I'm serious. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I don't know if you've ever been third world here in America. Have you ever came home and nigga bouncing off your motherfucking mattress? Nigga got on your outfit, nigga riding your bike, you come home, you crying to your end, your mama going to jail. Have you ever been there? Third world's fucked up. I'm talking about for that individual. He was in the third world. So I'll kind of stray from where I'm going. But the bottom line is, if we do not really merge into this government or leave America, we are fucked, ladies and gentlemen. It's not me and Kevin ain't arguing because they not talking the shit that y'all talking about. We can't rally in the streets talking about fuck the police and fuck being a judge and all that shit's corny and stop snitching. If you're a criminal, you be a criminal. Your fight is with the police. We gotta stop making criminals. And this is beyond us on the panel up here. You know we are. We smoking, we drinking, we giving these little kids eats. And I'm saying we because I've been part of that system. I sold my mama dope. You know what I'm saying? My mama smacked me with a heat. My dad, my brother dead, double homo, really, he dead. And many more people are dying at being rebels, saying, fuck the man, I'ma hustle, I'ma do this. If them same brilliant minds, because we talked to one the other day, and he told us a whole bunch about the penal system.
Yes, he did.
It was major. We sat there, I had to look over to you, we both looked at each other. Burritos merged it. Burritos is cold. You gotta put them in the oven now because they're in the foil. You blow your goddamn machine up. We really realize that the intellect is on the streets. They know the penal system. We are at a place where we can actually start to merge. Maybe this should be a private message. Maybe this shouldn't be so public. Who knows? Who cares? But a public entity is going to be under far more scrutiny than a private entity. We have to understand, when you pull your money out, look at it. Anybody got a dollar bill real quick for the sake of my argument? Nobody? Guess who does?
Carry cash.
Doesn't matter. But this note, everyone says, for all debts, public and private. Being a public entity, us privatizing, and building community, that's what we're after. And it ain't being rebels because they all died in bloodshed, they got locked down, hunted, and fucked up. It don't work, it ain't gonna work. They're gonna infiltrate, and niggas will snitch on you. So there'll always be an infiltrator in your camp when you're trying to do real positive. But to you kids, y'all gotta get into this judicial system, legislative, Supreme Court, this American government, or it doesn't matter what president they keep electing. They're gonna keep electing puppets that sign off on bills because they're under pressure of that's one president versus a cabinet of, you know what I'm talking about. He's versus everybody. And all of them said, sign the bill. And he's like, okay, so the president doesn't mean nothing. We gotta change the narrative inside of the American government without being rebellious, but being competitive. Being competitive. No, we ain't. I ain't trying to go nowhere. I ain't trying to overthrow shit. This is my government.
Yeah.
Dog, you know what I mean? So that's my biggest message.
And that is.
And last thing, because it's quick. In regard to the woman being held down the most, I still say we are together and we have been destroyed as a pair, as a family, both ways. Slave masters used to come sometimes and fuck the man too in front of his family.
Not nearly as much as the woman.
That don't matter. That's a clear, bigger statement. That's a clear, bigger statement to make a man, to emasculate a man.
No, it's not.
Yes, to emasculate a man.
To rape a slave is to
rape anything is completely wrong.
Straight up.
Okay. However, naturally a man goes with a woman. So not only are you raped, no, I'm serious. I'm serious.
So at that time, we will not be disconnected, black women. We with you. We need to stand up strong. And as well, y'all do too. Nobody gets to be laxed. Oh, it's you. We have. No, nigga. We are both fucked up. And we gotta hold each other down.
Agreed.
So I will not separate us.
That's okay.
That's all I wanted to say.
Well, that is Jewel Cameron, also known as Eastside Julie.
Made man, my music.
The entrepreneur, legendary rapper, cook, and plenty more great things. We're gonna end with Brother Tux here.
This nigga's considered a cook now?
Yeah.
I'm so used, man. I'm so used.
You have not had a Jewy burrito.
I'm so used.
I think this nigga's going for quite some time.
As we finish, our host for tonight has been. Oh, go first.
No, go ahead.
No, go. I want to end it.
Go ahead, you can end it, man.
No, up next with his closing statement is our brother Tux, legendary entrepreneur, brilliant businessman, and host.
Patience, though.
Look at it.
Tux,
I'm trying to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? I swear I am. There's just a lot of.
We're gonna be here for another 45 minutes.
There's a lot of dimples in this ring, you know, a lot of shit, man. So, man, I say based upon this conversation, number one, real shit, man. We have some mental health issues. that's like there's so much fucking conditioning and
Shit
fuck
going
off
on here.
that we have lived through just from being black men
And women.
and women.
We want y'all's voice. We want y'all's voice next round. We want you women's voice.
I invited so many women and they all did not want to show.
I'm so happy
They
they're not
crying.
I invited some.
They would have put y'all.
But listen, we have, listen, y'all know, listen.
Let's wait.
I'll say-
Wait, Tux has the stage. Let him get his 2 minutes, please.
So y'all know, JIVE Live kind of just does this. We're very sporadic, honestly. We don't promote it. We don't tell nobody when we're going on. We kind of just turn on the cameras when we have stuff on our heart. And that's why these conversations turn into these conversations, right? But as genuine as they is. But the realest shit, and we're here to the core. This is probably the most core conversations you guys are gonna hear all week. But I will say this, man. Man, there's a lot of peeling of layers off that we have to do as a people. Not getting spiritual, just getting as a regular situation. Like, I do understand the empowerment piece of it. I think there's no denying the oppression. I think there's no denying the levels of oppression. But I think the one thing that we are in denial in is actually the things that do work, like conditioning. If you practice shooting, right? You practice motherfucking shooting, you get a mental memory, right? You get better, right? If we practice loving each other, we'll get better, right? We practice focusing on money, learning and educating ourselves on actual money. I think we'll get better at, especially being out here. That's actually community unity, blah, blah, blah. One thing I do disagree with, I don't think we should waste any more time fighting to be equal. I think I'm fighting for equality.
No.
I really do not. Because I don't believe we are equal as a people. I really do believe with us actually, if we do practice, what I'm discussing is relearning the essentials that really are for living, right? And actually building legacy and creating community, right? I think there is no need for unity.
I like that.
I mean equality, not unity. Equality. Because I really don't believe I'm equal.
What? Equality.
Are you gonna interrupt just 2 minutes?
Right. So I don't believe that. So I can't stand on that on the way out. But I can stand on everything else that we have talked about. I really appreciate everybody coming there. Everything is always random, it's always sporadic.
Let me get some of that.
Man, this is a wild one, man. Real shit. And I'll say this, my last closing statement is this. So check this out. As a person who understands, at least my understanding of America, right? I understand, I love consistency of character.
love you. I love who you are.
I can't stop being
Because I love who you are because of your consistency of character.
Absolutely.
I love like stories of Marcus Garvey, consistency of character. Marcus Farragut, Minister Farragut, 50 Cent, right? I love like these individuals because of their consistency of character, right? Trump to me has a consistency of character.
I like it.
Okay? And it's a situation where he has a title as just a job to me, right? As the president, one of the highest ranking jobs, but it is a job, right? But for anybody else, if I thought you would be a different person or a different type of individual completely based upon your job title, I would think you are lost in the situation, right? I would think you were lost in the situation if you didn't just really absolutely bask as who you are. This is who you are as your job title, you should still be you, right? Trump is that, right? I also think that if America looks itself in the mirror, it's Trump, right? Capitalism, taking advantage, blah, 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 right? So I really understand, so if we're talking about making money, right? This is where you at, right? Right? If you go talk about really making money, this is where you're supposed to go, right? But I will say this, my vote, right? So I look how much my community is hurt by what is going on, right? My personal interest of Trump, my personal interest of understanding capitalism and actually benefiting off of capitalism, benefiting off of taking advantage of situations, right? Being my understanding of actual Trump doing his thing, right? Doesn't change this though. I really believe my community is hurt by Trump, right? And I really do where my own personal thoughts and beliefs are not bigger than that. So when I do step to the poll, to me, it is a decision that I'm making. Like, you know what? Usually, just a couple months ago, I would have voted for Trump. But now, because of, realizing how hurt, realizing how hurt my community is, I'm really highly considering Biden. But anyways, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all, JIVE Live, man. These folks, man.
Well, that is.
Turn your goddamn cameras off.
Wait, let me have my clothes.
We got some shit to talk about. Goddamn tungsten 5 grams. You know how hard it is.
That is Uncle Tuck's entrepreneur,
I killed y'all niggas.
owner of our network.
You sound like Trump.
Can I get my clothes? Can I get my show?
You were the strongest one.
Can I get my show?
And we are going to
Go ahead,
Squish. That is all we want to get a couple.
Hold on, let's Squish close it out.
The whole show like
Close it out.
and you want to end it like that.
No.
Who was better? I was better.
Huh? That is Uncle Tuck's entrepreneur, owner of our network, the platform that allows us to have these type of discussions and conversations that we need in our community. And I thank my older gentleman for allowing us to have these conversations in different perspectives. And although we may disagree, and although we may agree, we need to have more of these conversations within our community. And we thank y'all for that, and we thank y'all for listening to us, and we thank y'all for allowing us this moment, and we thank Tetra Lounge for allowing us the space and opportunity, the Black-owned business, for allowing us a place to have this conversation. So please support our network, please support Tetra Lounge, and I am Squizzy Taylor, the host of this evening, the only sane one of this evening,
Yeah, you did keep your
and the only one that was born in this generation.
Shut your stupid Get it out there! Fuck you, man!
One thing that we did not talk about was
Go vote.
when Squizzy.
Go
vote.
Go vote.
Split your pants.
Now,
I didn't say.
my last thing is that I think,
Your committee.
and as I close, I think that we should vote, even though right now that we have, you might not like either candidate. I think that our vote does matter, and don't get in the mindset that we should not vote.
True story.
We definitely
There's
should.
not a black woman in that goddamn.
We should definitely do what Julie
That's
said.
another story too, man.
We should definitely do what Julie.
That's another story too.
Listen when he said shut up!
We should definitely do what Julie said and be in a position to have our own people to vote for it, but if we don't start now with voting, we're gonna be conditioned to not vote at all. So I definitely think that we should vote. And when you go to the what is it, the ballot or whatever to vote, in your mind and in your kid's mind, you should be thinking like, damn, I don't want to vote for neither one of these, but that's our fault that we have to vote for two people that are both evil for us, and that should motivate you to get in those positions. But we have our own people to vote for. Policy
But for now, vote for
is
Trump.
what I think.
Policy or race.
But for now, vote for Trump, you said. Well, that's
Hey, you vote for Trump, don't.
No matter who you
Unfollow
vote,
me.
no matter who you vote for, go vote. Your
Okay,
vote
I
does
said-
matter.
You gotta vote.
Your vote does matter.
It matters.
Niggas
It
always
matters to
discouraging
me.
you.
If you
I ain't gonna vote for you.
unfollow
Because
me.
I was gonna vote for Trump, but me and Kevin ain't gonna be friends. And our friendship is worth more than this presidency. So I ain't gonna vote. I ain't voting. I ain't voting.
Just
Only reason why I ain't voting because I don't want to lose your friendship.
Do not
man.
let-
Like Trump.
Do not let your right. Do not let your right.
Is it working, Ken?
Do
Is
not.
it worth our friendship worth it?
Is it working?
Can I vote for Trump, please?
No.
Do not let your
We
right
done?
to vote.
Why I ain't voting? Kevin is the reason.
You got some more burritos.
Y'all put so much pressure.
We
Do
are.
not let
Support
your.
them.
Do not let your right to vote
Do
be
your
discouraged.
research. Do your research.
Do your research.
Kamala burritos.
Do not let your right to vote be discouraged.
Shout out to Marcus, man, with Mr. Pickles, man.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
He got my blood pressure.
We're doing too much of this bullshit, man. We
You don't
don't
like
too
this
much
shit?
no jiving. Live.
Like he
Ain't
been
no
on
slapstick.
so I can take one of these, which
Yeah, I mean.
We know running a business is not. You have to challenges every day. On top of that, you can't control. Online marketing, graphic design, strategy. At the end of the day, this can be frustrating. Luckily, there's always people looking forward to helping you. And guess what? We're those people. We can help you by solving these problems that can be a bit of a headache. And best of all, this will also increase your sales. Now you can focus on your business, achieve your goals, and become the best in your field. Start running a successful business today. Take a look at our website and find out how we can help you.